For Southern Guam Soil and Water Conservation District. Today is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. The time is 4:03 p.m. and we are conducting it here in person at the University of Guam College of Natural and Applied Science, room 202, as well as we're online. Start first item on the agenda, roll call. Yvonne,
Sure. So for the Board of Directors, Chairperson Michael Oven,
present.
Vice Chairperson Glenn Sakai,
And the meeting's absent today, correct? Or
Yeah, he's absent.
District Director Dr. Glenn Dula, District Director Martha Tenorio,
She's also absent.
he's open, yeah.
and then District Director Yvonne and Juanita, present.
We do have a forum, right? Okay, so you can proceed with the staff and
So we have District Administrator Erica Pangolinan,
Present.
Conservation Technician Madeline Flores. Maddie?
Oh, they're downstairs.
Oh, downstairs. Okay.
Jara and Maddie are downstairs,
Okay, so,
and Dave.
okay, so Project Director Geraldine Dashlin, she's downstairs. Conservation Associate Galen Pangolinan, also downstairs. And then Conservation Associate Jonathan Bortle.
Present.
Okay. And then we also have present our advisor. Okay, present, Mr. Mark Acosta.
Dr. Barbie. Here we go. You'll be back. Okay. And then we also have the former Northern advisor Robert,
Robert Javon.
but there you go, sorry. So I'm already panicking because I'm trying to remember their names already. Okay. But anyways, the partners, you guys are gonna speak later on as the partner thing, we can, that's where you can also step up and just introduce yourself as we go along. Everybody did sign in?
The sign-in sheet is going around.
It's going around, okay. Just make sure if you're here, sign in and then you'll be called actually if you wanted to say something. Okay, we'll move on to the acceptance of the agenda. Can we get a motion?
Okay, so two of us, yeah. I move to accept the agenda.
I second.
Okay, Bob, any objection? So move on to the approval of the meeting minutes. So our minutes were previously approved. The last minutes were for the September 24th, 2025 meeting was previously approved in our last regular board meeting. So we can move on from that. And then okay, welcoming remarks and district update. So I'll go first. Just a little thing here. When is an off day, everybody? Thank you all for being here this afternoon. It means a lot to see our partners, agencies, and community together in this room. This is a good way to end the year. Really appreciate that. Down south, we know exactly what we're working towards. Our mission is clear, our direction is steady, and everything we do is for our farmers, our land, and our island. But we also know we can do we also know we can't do everything on our own. Our work depends on trust, teamwork, and respect. The same values we live by every day as farmers and as a community. When we say we're going to do something, we do our best to follow through. That's how we build strong partnerships and keep progress moving forward for the people we serve. We're locally led district. We carry the voices of our producers and we take that responsibility seriously. And having partners like you guys and farmers that have signed up for our Southern District, we continue to show up and stand with. We thank you for that, for showing up and being here with us, supporting us. It makes a big difference having this team together. We've come a long way from where we started and we're grateful for your support as we keep building and improving. With that said, I'll turn it over to District Director Erica for the district updates.
Yes, half a day, everyone. My name is Erica Alvarez, and I'm the district administrator for the Southern Guam Soil and Water Conservation District. So before we move on to the rest of the agenda, I'd like to share a few brief updates of what our Southern District has been up to. First, our team here at the Southern District, we continue to strengthen. One of our biggest achievements this year has been definitely developing our capacity, building a strong conservation support team. So a lot of our staff and even our directors, they are well versed in delivering education and outreach to our producers, our members, and our community. We also have a couple of our staff on board who are well on their way of obtaining NRCS planner certification. So thank you, Jay, for all of that support. And this has always been a major goal of our district. It places us in a better position to support our producers locally. Second, we are preparing to submit a grant that will continue our technical assistance program. The focus remains on building capacity, supporting conservation planning, and improving field level assistance for our producers, in which we hope to our goal is really to increase the number of conservation plans and practices adopted. Third, we are getting ready to launch an island-wide survey in collaboration with the Guam Sentinel Landscapes Partnership to develop the first ever conservation resource hub. So this survey, we really need the input of our stakeholders, our partners, our farmers, to see how this conservation resource hub, which would essentially serve as an online platform that would provide a lot of data resources that can help guide conservation planning and efforts for implementation. But we want to hear from you and what will make it successful and what will make it fail, so that way we can keep it in consideration. But you'll hear from Patrick Keeler. Patrick, he is our Guam Sentinel Landscapes partner coordinator. So he will send out the link for the survey, and then we will aggressively follow up with each and every one of you. And then finally, we are looking forward to hosting our inaugural district membership meeting for our members. The goal is to bring our farmers together and reconnect with them on a regular basis. We meet with our partners on a bi-monthly basis, which has been very, very good to our initiatives that we've been running. But we have also identified the need to reconnect with our farmers, bring them to the table, so that way we can continue rolling out initiatives that would help further our mission. Also, please save the date for August 24th through the 28th for 2026. The NACD, the National Association of Conservation Districts, they are coming to town, and we will be hosting, Guam will be hosting for the first time ever, the Pacific Southwest Region meeting. I know August seems so far away, but we're already, January is already around the corner. So again, thank you for being here today. I know the holiday season is upon us, so schedules are filling up and people are heading off island or just spending time with their families. But it's a really great room full of all of our partners and farmers. So just thank you, Mr. Chair. That completes our updates. I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Erica, for that. So at this point, I would like to introduce, and excuse me if I don't get the names the way it's supposed to be, Dr. Christiana Oladoy. Okay, right. So Dr. Oladoy is an assistant professor of soil fertility and plant nutrition with the University of Guam. College of Natural and Applied Science. You just recently came on board, correct? Yeah. So we're excited to collaborate with Dr. Oladoy, especially as we strengthen Southern Guam soil and health initiatives. Our team looks forward to working alongside her to support the producers with soil sampling recommendations and long-term strategies to improve soil productivity. Dr. Oladoy, thank you very much for being here. We look forward to working closely with you. And if you would like to say a few words, you're welcome to start.
Mike, can I interject? I want to say a few words of introduction.
Okay.
It's pronounced Olad Oyed. Olad Oyed. But for short, she's Dr. Christie. She's from Nigeria. She explained to me, she's from an area of Nigeria where it's tropical. The environment is exactly the same as Guam's. So she's very familiar with the fruits and vegetables that are grown here. I asked her, why did she become a soil scientist? And she said she worked on her grandparents' farm and they had declining yields due to loss of soil fertility. So as a child, she became aware of the problem and then she's pursued it as an adult. She brings a wealth of experience to us here. In addition to her education in Nigeria, she's worked in the Netherlands, which is a hub for horticultural advancement. She's worked in Israel, which is the center for drip irrigation. She's also worked in Florida, the #2 state for agricultural production in our country. Her PhD is from Clemson University in South Carolina. And then most recently, before coming here, she worked in Iowa. So again, she brings a wealth of experience in soil science to us. We're very lucky to have her. And now you can talk. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to meet everyone. And I look forward to working with everyone here and also with the farmers. I have 25% responsibility for extension. So you feel free to reach out to me anytime for anything soil related work. And also in case you have other needs, we have amazing extension team here at UOG that could help with anything that you might have. So thank you so much. And in case you have any idea of how to improve, like how to help me to, like you have something that will help me to help you to serve you better, please let me know. So I have my email, my phone number, anytime, just shoot me a message. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to Guam. Wait, so Erica, you wanna do the partner reports?
Sure. Okay, so as we move into our partner reports, we'd also like to use this opportunity to gather quick feedback from all of you. Thank goodness the shutdown is over, but we definitely want to hear from each of our partners and even our farmers on how the shutdown has impacted your operations and program delivery. We are looking to submit this information to the National Association of Conservation Districts, so that way we can further work with them and then advocate for needs to help otherwise come up with a better plan in case this happens next time. So as you report, if you can also share how the shutdown affected your program, any delays you experienced, and also anything the district can help communicate or help highlight moving forward as we take it back to our national counterpart. So there's the questions.
Yeah, the reason why we're asking that feedback, if you have any, is because our national association is really interested in knowing that so that they can bring it forward to Congress and other people to let them know the impact of the shutdown on us, the people on the ground in every state and territory in the US is being asked the same question. So if you have something to say, go ahead and say it. Okay.
And if not, that's okay. So shall we start in the order of those who arrived? And Johnny, you want to shout that out?
Thank you all for signing in. First on the list is Andrea Velasquez.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Andrea Velasquez. I work at the Magic Lab with Dr. King, with the UOG Drone Corps. I am a research associate and a remote pilot. So I help Southern Soil map all of Southern Guam's farmers, their farms,
Soon we'll be creating maps together.
yes.
Isn't that?
Yes, for sure. I don't know how, no, I don't think, for me personally, the shutdown really hasn't affected too many of our programs or services. We've just been moving along. Uh, as far as progress, with what I've been doing, I have mapped so far 24 farms. I have 9 farmers that's identified as farmers, left, so.
Thanks, Joy. And if you think of anything else, you can also connect with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next on our list, Mr. Bill McDonald.
Whoa. Well, it was tough trying to get a hold of Jay. Right now I'm working with him on high tunnel. And I'm getting close to finishing it up and with the shutdown, it was, I didn't wanna put more stress on him. So I just let it go and just work with that. Other than that, yes, I was worried. I'm a federal worker, retired worker. I was worried for my monthly check. But that went okay. I survived,
Good.
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm a farmer.
That's how we survive.
That's right, that's right.
Okay, John.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mr. Frank Santos Jr.
Okay, same thing with Jay. My problem is I have a lot of erosion issues. I have a river behind my house on the opposite side. I'm working at it by hiring people to cut trees that have fell down from the erosion and went into the river. At the same time, I'm battling the fire ants. Other species are the hornets. I've seen them in my area. And with the shutdown, my stress level kind of went real high because we were entering the rainy season. And then a lot of erosion damage. And hopefully now that they're open, we can move forward with our project. Thank you.
Jay Dornella.
Okay, so Jay Darnella, District Conservationist for the Guam NRCS office, and we're located in Tidzin. Our office just returned back from furlough on Friday. So we are continuing to receive guidance on how what we can proceed on in terms of getting back to normalcy, trying to get all continue on with our implementation and our programs program signups. So I really don't have much because this week we're still getting information. But from what I've heard from our Hawaii office so far was that we originally had a November deadline for receiving our FY26 applications for CSP and EQIP. That was pushed back to January 15th to receive those applications. And that's about it. And then for leadership announcement, Aster Boozer, who is our Western Regional Conservationist, he has been reassigned to the Northeast Regional Northwest Regional Conservationist, and our new West Regional Conservationist is Emily Fife. So you'll be hearing more information as she.
Astor's
Yes.
in the northwest.
Yes.
Region.
Yeah, yes. Northwest Regional,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll hear more, and I'm sure she's probably gonna be coming out for that NACD meeting that you guys are gonna be hosting. As for effects from the furlough, as you could hear from our customers that we were ordered to stay out of the office and not answer any calls because of the furlough. We're not supposed to recur any costs. So a lot of our customers were contacting us wondering when they would get paid because for our CSP program. They're supposed to receive their payment in October. And with the shutdown through the month of October, we weren't able to take care of that. So we're just getting guidance now on how we can proceed with releasing those payments. Also, because of the program application acceptance being pushed back to January, it just adds more to our workload because we're also trying to work on implementation with our existing contracts. So we just gotta work a lot harder now. So that's all that I think that affected.
Okay, thanks, but so Jay, maybe you can put the word back out to Washington, our NRCS chief. Right, there's a new one, but
Bittencourt?
what's her name again?
Is it Aubrey Bittencourt?
I can't hear.
Aubrey Bittencourt, I think.
Is that the one? Yeah, so maybe you can mention to her about the Pacific Southwest region meeting. So that she can maybe start planning and maybe come out in August also with the new Western conservationists. And we can also put out an invite to that, right, Erica? We can just do that, but you know, just give them a heads up so maybe they can start planning that. We did get, remember last year or when was that? Yeah, we had the deputy, or what do you call it, the assistant?
Yes, Chief Aspie.
Aspie, yeah, when he came out, we talked about making it at least a annual thing for a visit of one of the leadership with NRCS. And so we're hoping that she can, as a new person there, can make that effort. Since it's gonna be the entire Pacific region and the Southwest region coming out to Guam. At the same time, it would be the perfect time to do it. And it's also the first time they're coming to Guam, so, you know, that would be good for come out, so.
Like everything else.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah.
So I know the next few people are sort of a group, and then Lisa and Dr. Babak.
You want to speak first? I'd like to introduce Helen and Lisa. They're interns here at UOG, and they volunteered to serve as judges in the environmental poster contest that the district put on. And so Johnny sent them 70 candidates, which they evaluated. So thank you very much.
70, yeah. Thank you for helping.
And then, I don't know if you have any updates you would like to. Okay, okay. Sorry, 1 second. USDA is still trying.
This is the crew, yes. Chad Richardson with USDA Wildlife Services. Most of you know me, those that don't. I head up our feral swine control program on island. We have cooperative agreements with both soil districts, north and south. And so we work for both districts. And the nice thing about the cooperative agreements that we have with the soil districts is that's cooperative money that's not federal. So as the shutdown goes, that we were able to continue work, and the nature of our program and the work of our program, all of our employees were able to stay working full time, essentially on cooperative dollars. So what our feral swine federal portion of the program, we couldn't spend any money, but once we got, you know, those agreements signed from you guys and from the north, we were able to basically not skip a beat and keep trapping pigs. So new year for us, we just now getting started. Our fiscal year starts October 1, so we're just now rolling into the new fiscal year. So yeah, I have Jason Meno with me tonight, who's our big trapper here in the south. And I guess the only one thing I wanted to say was I also, during the shutdown, I did provide the board with some comments, suggestions about your pig rig proposal. I don't think that's on the agenda tonight, but they're there. So when that does come up, if you all have any questions at all, about that, you can contact me anytime. With that, I'm just gonna pass it to Jason and let him give you guys a quick update on what he's doing in the south for traps. We get, basically, as soon as we got you guys' contract signed, the calls came flooding in from Erica and from Maddie, so we got right on those, and so I'm gonna let Jason give you a quick rundown on what he's working on and what he's done so far. That's all I got.
Good afternoon, Jason Mano again. So currently we have 6 total active traps, for the soil region, southern soil region, which is David Shimizu, Deborah Chaco, Frank Cabrera, Jan Holbrook, Joe Toigui, Christopher Holland, and then I did reach out to John Peralta. However, he wasn't able to answer,
Let's end it.
Yeah, I did give you a voice note.
What have you taken so far?
So for this week, I Dr. David Shimizu had 4 takes. Yeah, 4 takes, and for Deborah Chaco had 2 takes, and then the rest are all just. Oh, right, Christopher Fallen, 4 takes today, so.
Oh, I got one more thing. You done?
Yeah.
I wanted to also mention that I just got our mayor's agreement with them signed like yesterday. So that's awesome. So that will help us build capacity going into the year. And then we're still waiting, I think, on some signatures for our Department of Ag funding grant as well. So this year's looking great for us as far as being able to continue to do a lot more feral swine control this year with the extra agreements that we have going forward into 26.
Thank you. And just for the record, Jason, right?
Jason.
Jathan
Yes.
is from Malo, so he's from Malo.
If you need music in your home, I have music.
Thank you.
Okay, Donnie?
Mr. Ray Lanetta.
Holiday, Ray Lanetta, it's great to be here. Looking around the room, I recognize many of you through the many classes, symposiums, seminars, and all sorts of agriculture related get-togethers that we've had. So it's very nice to see everybody. I'm a new farmer essentially, retired out of the military. And so I'm getting into this. One of the reasons why I'm here, and this is my first meeting to attend this, and it's quite a good feeling to see this many people from different organizations come together, right? So I guess for me, I represent the public and just, a concerned citizen. So I'm not with any organization, nonprofit or profit or government. I'm just here to provide input if I can. One of the reasons why I'm here today is that I wanted to push the need to have a get together similar to this, but more informal, maybe once a month or once a quarter, in which we would turn this as a way for the general public to come in and learn more about what's going on in the agriculture community. It would be kind of like a no frills type of gathering where it's potluck oriented, maybe an hour long, and it's an opportunity to share information or get to know people that are out there. And what I wanted to also identify that it's a non-gripe get together. So if you have something negative to say, you're out, leave, and then come back next month and be more positive, right? So it's just an idea that I had that, I was supposed to put a concept paper together, but I didn't have the time. But I want to put together a concept paper, present it to this group, and maybe we can do something. My focus is food security. I've been getting on the horn, telling people that this island needs to prepare itself for something that may come up in the very near future. I'm a military guy, I'm a strategist per se, and I've been monitoring what's going on in the Indo-Pacific. I have a group of all military people, retired and some that are still active.
and we share information, and what we see every day is very concerning. And so my focus is to get the message out that we need to strongly consider the food security of this island, and that we need to be able to stand alone without the help of the federal government or anything else. We just need to be able to stand together and survive in the event logistics gets cut off in the island. That's my message. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Along with that get together thing, and we've done the Erica, the conservation coffee series, stuff like that. I'm not sure. I think you may have gotten to one of those or no.
I planned to, but I didn't.
Yeah, so we did that. We were throughout the south, and you know, that was good. And
Yeah.
we do our outreach, so
Yeah.
there's others that will be coming up.
Well,
But yeah,
my thought is it's no frills, it's
Yeah.
more public generated and people who have an interest. Not necessarily coming out of any organization, because sometimes when it's under the purview of an organization, a lot of people think hidden agenda. You know, this organization is doing this because there's a hidden agenda, but I feel if it's public generated, where people just wanna get together and hang out and barbecue or something, there's no conflict, there's no people thinking, hey, someone here has a hidden agenda for doing this. We just wanna get together,
all right,
that's all.
thank you, thank you. John,
Miss Margaret Aguilar.
Half a day, good afternoon. My name is Margaret Aguilar. I'm with the Guam Environmental Protection Agency. And actually my area of concern and priorities, fresh surface water and marine surface water impairment, watersheds. And we have 31 impaired water bodies on Guam, primarily rivers, but there are some impaired water bodies, marine water bodies like Tumon Bay. And you've all been hearing about dieldrin chloridane. So Tumon Bay is impaired. There's what we call a impairment plan. It's called TMDL. Forgive the acronym, but the source of that concern is really fish tissue, where the fish have been eating the sediment, and then, you know, in turn, we're concerned about whether we should put out an advisory for the people that are eating that fish. So that's one of the studies that we're going to work on in this coming fiscal year. As far as the shutdown and how it affected our work, our agency really received pretty much, we have enough funding to sustain us throughout that time that the shutdown was in place. And we're looking at probably trying to find more sources of funding, because President Trump has slashed some of our programs. So we're working on trying to figure out how we're going to fund some programs, like the non-essential program that I helped to implement. The things that, a couple of the priorities that we're working on is we have a non-point source plan that has been updated. We're putting out a invitation for folks to read that plan and give our input. So you should receive a public notice for that plan, and definitely the soil and water conservation will be on our communications list, so you can take a look at that and then see how if you can find anything that you can add to that plan. We also have an integrated report where we also want to hear from you. Do you know of any water bodies that any issues with the water bodies near you? Is there designated use that you think that can be improved? So the water quality standards is the focus of that particular plan. So we'll be asking for your input. We want to revise that. The focus that I'm going to work on with those regs is every so often the United States Environmental Protection Agency conducts studies, and they update the chemicals, and they have more information. So some of the data that we have as far as parameters, they need to be updated in our regulations. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. So you have any other issue that you think might be either improved or needs to be added as far as a water quality standard, that's another plan or set of criteria that you could take a look at. It's a little bit technical, but you know, you're out there, you see what's going on in the water bodies. If there's something you think that we should call attention to, then at least bring it to our attention, and maybe we'll see if there needs to be a standard that needs to be enhanced or improved. The latest project that I worked on, I don't know if you heard about there was a coral mortality that happened in PD. We have the PD conservation.
Yes, that's bombs, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a marine preserve there, and they were there. That's actually a coral nursery. So there was coral mortality when in July when there was those heavy rains, and we found out that there are 3 rivers that could have impacted the coastal marine waters there. And we found out that it was really one particular river, Tagalog River. And so we found out, if you read the news recently, there was a big litter issue. There was like layers and layers of cans that we discovered there. So we pulled out like 50 bags of aluminum cans and trash, and there's still more here. So that's something that the Coral Reef Initiative Group, DPW, us, and Department of Agriculture, DWR, is still working together to try and figure out, you know, how we can keep that clean. There's 2 stores where the river runs through it, and so we're trying to get them engaged also. So it's a lot of work, as you can see, that we need to catch up on, but we need your help, and we're so glad that we're partners with the Soil Water Conservation District, and we want to also enhance our capacity, and we hope we can follow your footsteps in doing that, because we have a lot of work ahead of us. So thank you very much, and I've been verbose. Thank you.
Don Jennifer Rosario Peralta.
Well, good afternoon. We're just here to listen.
And then next, Maria Schefter, and then I know she came in with a partner, so Mr. Christopher as well.
You're the beekeeper, you do the talking.
Well, I belong to the Guam Beekeepers Association, and think I heard you mention hornets. I know pigs is a big issue here, but hornets, the greater banded hornet is big issue for many of us beekeepers. We've lost hives. I wish there was more effort to do something to go after the colonies. Some people in GBA, they're a little stronger than I can, go into the woods and take samples of the nests and burn them. We obviously need more because the hornets are flying.
I think Chris Rosario, territorial entomologist, is quite involved with bees. Has been bringing in some ideas, and they've been planning tagging the hornets to see if they can. I see a number of things on the beekeepers chat where there's definitely some. I've got some funding for some of this from somewhere. I don't know the details. But.
Yeah, some people have come in from the States. They're very interested in our situation. Our bees are rather special because we don't have varroa mites, which is a big issue everywhere else in the world.
Can I make a comment? Since I've been involved with this, I don't know much about bees, but I'm hearing a lot about bees, and a lot of people may not understand the importance of having bees in our island.
Sustainability.
Yes. A lot of people, bees, okay, honey, but they don't think that the importance of what bees does for our agriculture. And what I'm thinking is that maybe there may not be enough outreach, getting it out in media, that when private owners see beehives, not beehives, the hornet nest, that they should eliminate it, to protect our bees. I personally feel, I think that might be lacking, that we're not well informed. I feel I'm better informed because I'm involved with you guys, but I think the general person out there don't know a thing, but they may have hornet hives in their residences or in their land, and they're not doing anything about it because they don't know, what these hornets do, so.
Chris Rosario definitely needs more support. He's a one-man show and just can't do everything.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so, I have, beehives on my farm. And, Erica and I, we have some, we're familiar with the banded hornet. We actually did extermination thing on my farm. It was inside my modular home that I had there for storage. And we went in there with Chris Rosario and we exterminated them in the middle of the night. So we did that a few years back.
Like hundreds.
Yeah, okay.
I'm part of the Northern Guam Soil Water Conservation District, and I just got a message from my district manager. I don't know why she's not here, or Savannah's not here,
Savannah's
but,
Savannah's on.
she's on?
She's online, or.
Oh, she's on? Okay, so if she wants to proceed with
No.
the input, I can. Savannah's okay with you?
Yes, please, Director Frank.
Okay. The stuff that came out from our direct or our district manager is one, we will be conducting a first board and staff educational training in December. Second one is looking forward to collaborating with Southern Guam and the local working group at the 2026 NACD PAC Southwest regional meeting next year. Then moving forward with our current partnership agreement with Island Girl Power for a demonstration farm, plot and summer youth agriculture program. And then we need to go with both boards to discuss the 27 budget draft. That's all I got.
Thank you.
So, for the record.
Johnny?
Okay, Johnny is attending to an emergency.
Oh,
By the way, we're usually in a bigger room, but he's better off together. But the next one, which is a great segue, is our director, Chelsea Molina from Department of Ag.
You missed all these ag people. Okay. Good day, everybody. I was trying to take notes as quickly as possible for our different seven different divisions to see what we would report on the, we have forestry here, and we also have DAR. For, first of all, our fiscal year 26 budget that was passed by the legislature, agriculture was cut by over $400,000. So just after salaries, we had about $32,000 left to pay for Xerox machines, trash, power, water, telephone, gas, service for the vehicles. So we're operating like a single mom and trying to make it work. We also reached out to our oversight chair and asked if we could have access to our prior year lapsed funds. So we're waiting on some movement with that. We're also trying to hire more positions for our nursery to support Chrissy. We were finally able to get it in some semblance of operation after it was destroyed in Mawar, and then we had a makeshift nursery operating out of our one of our bays, and then got hit with little fire ants. So the little fire ant treatments finally concluded at the end of or mid-September. So the nursery is operational again. It's open. Chris has been doing an amazing job, but he absolutely needs help. Last fiscal year, we were able to secure 2 trucks. So our 2 of our team members. What is this? What have we got?
Oh my God, we turned it off.
Okay, I'll get that.
Oh, sorry.
So 2 of our team members, or 3 of them actually, Mr. Ritt, Reed, and Jason have been able to conduct farm visits with official vehicles now. So they've been out there full force. I'll let Amber talk about our liquid cooperative agreement. As far as federal impacts, technically, we haven't seen too much of an impact yet, but we know that they are coming, especially with our forestry division. There's, I think, 2 different grants that they have informed us will not be available next fiscal year, so we're currently funded with them. But we're tentatively likely to not see funding for 2 of our grants. And then Jeff can talk about our ESA challenges and funding. We were considering and are considering, depending on what it looks like and if they open up proposals, because we have the money for the pigs, we want to try now applying for DOI CRNR funding, since it also addresses terrestrial invasive species. It's just that pot is a little more limited than what we would get from like NIFLIF, but you know, every dollar counts and can help. We are also applying for the GURA CDBG DR funding to rebuild the nursery or to reconstruct the nursery, and hopefully we'll have like a solid nursery if that proposal gets funded, with training rooms and seed saving capacity, as well as upgrading the tissue culture lab. We've been to every single GURA meeting, so we're pretty confident we're gonna put together a solid proposal. We met with GURA to talk about it as well. Chris did include funding in this current block grant to purchase and upgrade the tissue culture equipment. So he's trying to get that operational. We've talked about it with Dr. Barber. So we have a really great dynamic going right now with the OG in terms of the work that we want to do more collaboratively together. And getting the tissue culture lab operational is one of those goals and objectives. From Dr. Turner, our territorial veterinarian, 2 chickens or 2 birds, she said, I don't know if they were from chickens, in Hawaii have tested positive for the highly pathogenic avian influenza. So right now we only are still allowing for baby chicks, Dale baby chicks to come. And she had been anticipating maybe reducing some of the restrictions to allow for birds. But that's highly unlikely now that they've tested positive in Hawaii, and it's migration season, which is what she's been advising everyone. So she couldn't make a decision until migration season ended and see if the numbers went up or down, and we're already seeing them getting closer now, so that's cause for worry. Sure.
Is that also known as bird flu?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's the HPAI, one of the acronyms, highly pathogenic avian influenza. Say it 5 times or less. Our micro grant funding, we had it ready to roll out, but with the shutdown, everything was on pause. So I know our team is working on executing the MOA for the fiscal year 24 funding projects that were funded, and then also rolling out requests for applications for the 25 funding. And then they also just submitted what do you call it, proposal, but also the state plan for 26 funding. So we're still looking at having those programs roll out. We're just waiting for the go ahead from USDA AMS.
Okay, cool.
And then I know forestry is also gonna open up their community grant funding again as well. And that went to like a lot of really worthy community organizations like Island Girl Power and the work that Dr. Tricia is doing with the AMA healers. But is there anything else you wanted to add, Shayla?
I'll just say that the thing about like sub-grant we plan to open applications in January, and total pot in that one is 45,000, and each applicant can get up to 10,000. And the goal with that one is to empower community organizations in expanding urban forestry, or pushing like forestry education and training. So it'll open training.
I also just signed and sent back the MOA for the Sentinel Landscapes to
Yeah, thank you.
That's what we checked before. So he has that now too.
Perfect.
And then Amber, did you want to add anything on the NIFLIF sub-grant to USDA?
Yeah, actually, it's out for signatures, I think, to your regional office now that they're open.
Yep.
And so we're putting $250,000 towards trapping of large groups of pigs and feral dogs, the large groups, over the next 2 years. And additionally, we're hiring, 3 CO officers to go with, of course, additional funding for that as well. And we're able to get another van and a vehicle as well. And this will include more trapping equipment for the feral dogs.
And both for animal health and forestry, we've been trying to fill grant funded positions. We're getting minimal applicants, so if you know people who are skilled or just have their own, home-based knowledge of how to work with trees, how to work with animals. Encourage them to apply, and they can put down their personal experience. It counts for DOA. It doesn't have to be something that you learned in school or have a degree for. So, just encourage people to apply. I was sitting next to one of the people who work at Ancestral Lands, and she's telling me that her son loves animals. And she was saying that he's taking care of turtles, but it's the snapper turtles, and he's raising it in a pond. I'm like, we're hiring for technicians in wildlife. Tell him to apply. Then he'll get to work with the real turtles that it's illegal to touch.
Where can we get those applications?
They'll be available on DOA's website. They're going through, the open recruitment process, even though they're competitive limited term. So they just have to look out, and we'll send out social media posts once we know that they're open. But we're doing like 3 animal control officers and I think around 5 or 6 forestry aides, including a forester 1 and a forester 2, or 2 of those each, something like that. And then wildlife and fisheries technicians as well. So we're looking for people who want to stop stealing them. But we're looking for them. And then did you want to add anything for DAR?
For DAR, we submitted our state wildlife grant in October 1st. It's being reviewed by America Samoa. We're waiting for America Samoa's state wildlife grant to review as well. It's now the state agencies that are doing the reviews instead of the regional office for fish and wildlife. So that should be received, I think, by the end of the fiscal year, if not earlier, about our approval of the state wildlife grant. So a lot of the things that was mentioned here for pigs, greater banded hornets, habitat management, that's all been addressed in their state wildlife grant. So it's a competitive grant, but it's an option to look into and see how that will benefit the programs in Soil Water District and supports. And again, it's based on community. It's not based on a biologist deciding what projects should be awarded. It's community driven and what is needed for the community. So that's one part I wanted to mention. Tech guidance right now in DAWR, our technical guidance is responsible for permitting activities in our division. So we're seeing a lot of building grading permits that are coming through DPW, especially in response to a lot of what's happening with the military development that's surrounding that. It's really influencing a lot of conversions in our lands, especially with agriculture. So we're now just still in the process of analyzing a lot of that data. We have great data with a lot of these land conversions and how much resources we are losing. Great amount, which is what we're getting. I used to do tech guidance permit reviews in early 2000s, and it will be like 1 or 2 permits in a month. Right now, we're seeing over, I would say 12 at the most in a week. So it's in high demand of what's going on. And these are properties that are highly valuable to agriculture. You mentioned about food security. I think this is a thing to really look into. So I'm trying to get that infographic together to bring out not only within our agency, but to our partners so that they're aware of what we're facing in the future. And I think that outreach, we talked about outreach, I think that's going to be something needed to be addressed to our community so that they're aware and how we address this as a local community. She also mentioned, Director mentioned hiring. We have positions available to do endangered species work, wildlife restoration work, sea turtle work, a bunch of other great things out in nature. So we're going for, I mean, we're looking for technicians to fill, we have positions for that, and we also have biologists and program coordinators positions that we're to fill in. We're expanding, we're prioritizing a lot of the programs that we have and we're working to do with. And again, a lot of it is based on just what the community demands. Our director has opened a lot, or just done, or we've conducted several listening sessions. And we take those things forward. We really appreciate the community and the input. Mr. Ray here attended one of them that we had in Manila, I believe. And just a lot of what we had mentioned really opened eyes to this. So listening to the community and what their demands are, what their needs are. Our director does a great job in catering to that and addressing that. So yeah, we're reinventing a lot of how our operations are with our programs, especially with our and what we do. A lot of the work that we do, it's not, I mean, it's really caters to the community and in any way, whether it's farming or it's hunting or fishing. So we're working on those things as we move forward.
Yes.
Anything? I think that's totally everything.
Jason, do you want to add anything?
What's on ABS?
Just the micro grants and the nursery, and that we have 2 new trucks.
We're also prioritizing the procurement of local produce, now with the
Oh, yes.
agency, reprioritizing, those agencies to buy directly from farmers and co-op, so that's been kind of.
Yeah, so I've been working with Mr. Line, but I don't know, getting those guys to the table has been an issue.
So we've
So-
had success with that. We have been talking with DOC, DYA, GMH as the low hanging fruit. DOE is always just the bigger monster, so we don't try to figure out the problem of DOE just yet. We wanted to start with the agencies that do their own procurement for produce. Where the next step we have with them is for them to give us what their produce needs are on a quarterly basis, so that we can then invite all the farmers who have signed up or indicated or responded to our emails or calls about whether they want to be recognized as government vendors and ensuring they're enrolled. I think we have about 70 on that list who responded to our emails and calls about that. So we want to bring them to the table then and ask them if they, look at the list that are provided by these agencies and then determine who can meet which demand so that we're not stepping on each other trying to get there. And that was the point of getting the list from the agencies, is so that they're not over demanding in a certain month. Like just one type of produce, like maybe they can stagger their menus to complement more of the growing season and how many farmers we have producing each. And then, yes, bringing it to the co-op also to see how this process would work, because what the agencies have expressed and what farmers have expressed is the worry about getting paid in time. So we're trying to figure out how to streamline that process, because some of these agencies straight up said they can't guarantee 30, 60 day, 90-day payouts. So we're trying to figure out if maybe ag can be the go-between, where if the legislature can just appropriate the money to us to fund at least the initial purchase to get it started, then we pay the farmers directly, because we can guarantee that direct payment. And then the agencies will reimburse us through journal vouchers. So then we'll be waiting on their payments rather than the farmers waiting on getting paid. I want to say we're probably in it feels like at least the 70% area of trying to get this down pat so that we have a system that will work. The bigger challenge was just getting everyone to the table and agreeing to participate. We feel like we have that. So it's just getting the structure in place now. And we've included our chair in the conversation, so he's aware that at any point, if we need legislation, their team will be ready to introduce that. We have had quarterly, what we call community listening sessions. We had our 3rd one. We had 2 people come, and it was a Denny Do. I totally thought we'd be Pat's house at that one. But we'll keep trying. And so what our quarterly listening sessions are is we bring out all of the leadership from each of the divisions. We sit at the front of the room and we just hear from the community what you need or what you have. If you have questions about any programs or questions about anything we're doing, everyone's there to answer. So you can't ever, get an I don't know. And the first one we had was really great. So we're just trying to continue that and keep it going. We have the RFSI grant out of ADS. That's the Resilient Food Systems Infrastructure Grant that it was like about 2.2 million. We're in the last leg of the last grant proposal being reviewed by USDA AMS. Once we get that last review done, then we can issue out the MOA to all those who were awarded funding from that grant. And they'll just sign it and then we can start sending that money out. We're looking to have it done by the end of November, but since everybody just came back, it'll probably be more likely in December. And lastly, we've partnered with Guam Sustainable Culture on what we're having as mentored hunts. So they received grant funding from First Nations tribe for food security. And so in this partnership, we're gonna have hunter education courses offered for free November 22nd and December 13th. It'll be up at Hamamoto Fruit World. And we've created a list already of people who want to hunt and teach their younger kids, nieces, nephews, grandkids to hunt. And so that's the mentored part. They come attend the hunter education workshops, and then January, February, March, and April, we want to have mentored hunts up at Hamamoto Fruit World, where it's in a secure, like 50 acres. We'll divide the segments. There'll be morning hunts and evening hunts, so people are not stepping on top of each other or worried about shooting each other. They'll be divided into different, not quadrants, but segments of the property. And then it'll culminate in May with a large island-wide hunt that we want to take corporate. So we're going to be inviting corporate teams to participate in that hunt so we can encourage more sponsorship. And it's all to kill pigs. And aligning it with May harvest so that when we have the community island-wide hunt or corporate hunt, they'll kill the meat the week before, and then the following week, we will have our May harvest up at Hamamoto Fruit World. I know they're calling it something different, but everybody knows what Hamamoto is.
Yeah.
And I think, Mr. Chair, that concludes our report. Sorry for
That's
that.
amazing. Yeah.
I just
You have some,
a quick input for since you have that derby kind of thing coming up, to maybe have that be an opportunity to maybe track the hornets or other invasive species. So just kind of like, hey, in addition to the derby, if you do see, hornets or some other invasive species, can you just also make note of that? So everyone's going in the jungle, everyone's hunting, so.
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
talked about that hunters are really our boots on the ground and our eyes in the forest or the jungle. And we've talked about the system that we want to create with DAR, which funds the hunting program and also the fishing is R3s. It's for reintroduction, recruitment, and retention of hunters and fishers. So in that partnership, we would also, I want to do community, like an agreement with hunters and teach them the things to look out for so that they can report back to us all the things that they see and recognize them as being our first responders, boots on the ground for these kind of incidences.
okay, thank you. Johnny,
We have two more folks left. First is Mr. Ron Kayla.
Ahmed, volunteer with Cooperative Extension. I just like to thank the Southern District for, because, your board member, Martin, she helped me put on, AYAC workshop. And that, the AYAC, for those of you who do not know, there's a pandanus, a highly valued pandanus used for reading. It's considered to be one of the stronger ones. Well, in conversations with our cultural practitioners, the readers, a lot of them lost this variety of pandanus during Mawa. So found some readers with the help of Marty, and did a workshop. And I apologize, you guys never heard it. Because it was full before I had announced it. So, I got in trouble for that. But, what does that tell you? So I'm gonna hold another one and hopefully more people can be invited. This particular pandanus is very unique in that it is sterile. So it has to be propagated vegetatively, which is what people don't normally do. You know it has to by seed. Fortunately, Department of Ag has it and they propagate it in their nation. But people don't really know this. So what I've done is I've propagated a number of them. And my goal at this point is to find mayors or public spaces up north, central, southeast, and southwest to plant these pandanus so that our practitioners have access to this resource when they want to leave. So that's the plan. And to date, I have plants growing in my nursery, but I planted them on campus. And I did this during Arbor month. So I thank the Southern Water District for that. Okay.
So what is that variety or whatever? I mean, you know,
It's
there's many out there right in the jungle and.
normally the people in this room, you know, two pandanus, the pahu and the haffle. This one genetically is a haffle, but the haffle across the Pacific normally produce fruit. This one is sterile, only produces a male flower. Some people take the male flower and they make special, these special things with it. So if you want to know more about that, you can talk to Marty. But what I was surprised was even across Micronesia, they recognize this particular variety. I have a student, an intern called Pompey. And when he saw the first one in the nursery, he goes, "That's the one for leaving, man." I said, "Yeah." And how do you know? He goes, "Because I felt it. That's the good one." So we have similar ones like what they use in Hawaii. But I had one of my neighbors grab the leaf, twist it, and it tore. And he said, if that was our local one, it would not tear. So a lot of the traditional mats and stuff that you want for long-term use, that's why you use this. So just so happened that a month before, I was requested to do a tree planting on campus. And there is a partnership between Brown University and the University of Guam Press. So they want to take the seafaring curriculum and put it online and digitize it as a to shift it off. We planted a dao tree. The dao is used traditionally to carve the hull of the canoe. So now you have the tree that's going to be used for navigation, and you have 50 feet away from that, the pandanus that they use for the sail. And chili according to that is the breadfruit. So there's nothing more beautiful than that.
You plant your trees at his river to help with the erosion issue. Behind your house.
Thanks, Raleigh. Donnie?
Last but not least, Mr. Patrick Kingdom.
I'll be real quick, because we're a bit over time, but now that we're back, we're planning on hosting a meeting for all the partners in mid-December. Since will be for the Sentinel program. The second part will be conservation districts and open to the public as well. You can maybe have one of your talking to all of the natural resource manager thing. You said you were looking for more funds. There's not a lot coming out right now, but there's something called CERTA, which is Strategic Environmental Research. Yeah, but this one's very heavy on research, so maybe talk with our new doctor, Christy, about partnering, because it's very, very heavy on research.
Yes.
So you have, but it's applied research as well, so whatever you're trying to do in the field, we would partner with her to create a, I don't know, project that fit the standards. The one they're looking at right now that I think would fit best for us is environmental heterogeneity and species population management under external stressors, which is all of Guam. So we'll come back to that later. I'll send you that separately via email. And then as I'm sorry, Erica said earlier, we will be sending out a survey asking for your input on the website that we're creating as a natural resource like portal for both the public as well as our partners. There will be a private and public side. So please answer that. If you don't, I will corner you at the meeting and make you fill it out there. So I think that's everything. If not, I'll see you in a couple of weeks at that meeting anyway. So go for it.
Perfect. Okay, I just have to conclude. Okay. Let's take this party downstairs.
So, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, without objection, we'll move, let's all go downstairs and have some